Alright, we're gonna go playing Zero Escape, the Nonary games, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors, and we've already seen the axe ending. We're gonna go ahead and get one of the other endings for this game. We're gonna go through the second door. Alright, let's do this.
Alright, 7 pieces. Just double checking, but everyone wrote their code name and a door number they want, right?
Yes, just like you told us earlier.
Can't believe we're voting here.
We need to make the whole thing fair, blah-de-blah. This is a complicated plan, you know. Hurry it up, Mr. I have a brilliant idea.
Yeah, quiet in the peanut gallery.
Alright, they have their fight. We can choose door number 2.
My choice is door 2.
Hey, wait a minute there. You cheating?
Cheating?
I'm asking if you changed your number after you heard what doors we wanted.
How could I do that? I wrote it down on the paper earlier.
Let me see that.
Sure, here.
So did Junpei quickly slip the piece of paper you thought he'd been hiding in his pocket. Well, they'd never know it now. Santa had been justified in his suspicions. Junpei had switched the papers.
I had 3 pieces of paper ready.
For doors 1, 2, and 6.
And I put the one with door 6 on it into the pot.
Put a small mark on it so he would know which one was his.
I needed to make sure I drew last. After I saw everyone else's result, I just chose whatever door I wanted. If the number I'd already put in matched, then I didn't have to switch the paper out. Well, what does it say?
He fought the urge to smirk.
You got lucky.
Perhaps. Santa snorted and tossed the paper aside, frustrated.
Alright. So we know who's going through door 2. It'll be me, Lotus, and Junpei.
7 plus 8 plus 5 equals 20.
The only
2
problem
0
is the
plus
other
0
two
equals 2.
June and I want door 6.
Clover and I choose door 1.
That's not good. We can't open either of those doors with only 2 people.
The room was silent. Then suddenly Clover spoke, her face blank and cold.
Why don't Santa and June go into door 1 with Ace?
Huh?
Well,
They looked at each other. 3 plus 6 plus 1 equals 10. 10 plus is 1 plus 0 equals 1. Elliot
What
spoke.
will you do, Clover?
I'll be waiting at the stairs.
Yes, she will.
You guys are coming back here, right? That's what 7 was saying, wasn't it?
That had been what 7 said.
We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9. That's how the Nonary game works.
I'm sorry, but I just want to be by myself for a while. You understand, right?
There was no emotion on her face, but it was drawn and pale, and her eyes were red. No one had the heart to contradict her. The room grew very quiet. Silence drifted down over everything like a blanket of fresh snow. It was Santa who finally spoke.
alright. I'm going through door 1. That alright with you, June?
Yes.
June nodded.
Well, we'll be going then.
Let's move 2.
Yeah.
Right. Let.
And just like that, their paths were set.
I've June for a while, but this was my choice. I'm just going to have to suck it up. 7 said we'd all see each other again, and I'm going to believe that.
He took strength from that thought.
The other group went to A deck to go through door 1. Clover joined them. Our group is on our way too. We're heading to the bottom deck using the elevators. I wonder what we'll find down there.
They stepped off the elevator and headed to door 2.
We ready?
Yeah,
I'll go first.
One by one, they put their palms on the recognition device, and 3 asterisks blinked to life on its screen.
Let's go.
The door opened, and they leapt inside.
Where the hell is it this time?
I don't see it.
Oh, there it is. It's right there.
Fortunately, it took them only moments to find the dead. It had been placed just inside the room, right next to the number door. Dot 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 dot.
It stopped.
Yeah, it stopped.
His heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. 7 and Lotus were breathing hard and fast.
Man, I'll never get used to that.
No, you won't.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to. We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
Damn right.
All right.
Junpei looked around again.
This hallway's pretty short, but it's got 5 doors. 3 on the left,
2 on
only
the
1
right.
on the right.
Oh,
Don't forget the last one at the end of the hall.
But it's got a metal plate over it, so I doubt we're gonna get anywhere that way.
after taking a look around and at the rooms himself, 7 spoke.
All right, let's get started. I think we'd probably better split up. You okay with that?
Yes, no problem.
Sure thing.
Then I'll take this first one.
7 nodded to them and they stepped into the room closest to it.
I'll try the one next to it.
Last Junpei was left alone.
I guess I'd better get started too.
Looked intently at the remaining 3 doors. Oh, really? We're doing find the way out in the hallway. Okay. Yeah, this is a mess. It's not even a bed anymore. I'd say I'd want to sleep there. Alright, let's see what we got. The chair's pretty old. If 7 sat on it, he'd probably break it. Hey, say something? Nothing at all? What the hell? It's not opening. There's something up with this drawer. I don't trust it. There's a pair of screws screwed into the desk, right on top of the drawer. Doesn't matter how old the thing is, we're gonna have to tough time. Just try and break it open. It's gonna be a pain, but I think we need to figure out a way to get those screws off. Alright, hey. What the hell is this supposed to be? Like a drawing of a whirlpool or something. Well, if I had to guess, I'd say it's trying to look like water. Well, tile in the drain. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to pull it out of here. Might have to use our heads on this one. Alright, let's figure this one out. Looks like the water doesn't work. Doesn't matter how much 7 turns that thing, no water's coming out. Has the water been shut off somewhere else? There's a towel stuck in the drain. Yeah, I know. There's a partition here. Maybe it's for privacy. Alright. Toilet paper tube, huh? Seriously doubt I'm gonna need this for anything. But I took it anyway. Screwdriver shaft, hey. This handle's pretty loose. Loose? You can come off if you pull on it. It fell off, huh? Look at that. The handle doesn't really fit on the string. It wasn't meant to be attached to it. Handle. So I got a screwdriver and a handle. Hey, it's a sun symbol. Symbol on the toilet lid, huh? It seems a little fishy to me. It's sun symbol, but it doesn't look like the ones on the doors. Damn, this toilet's pretty nasty to begin with, but the inside's even worse. I'll say I'm amazed you could bring yourself to touch it. Ha! There's way nastier stuff out there in the world than a gross toilet. You're a real deep thinker, aren't you? Hey, I got a screwdriver. Sweet, got the screws off. Now we can open the drawer. There's nothing in here. Well, maybe the drawer is what we need. Drawer, huh? Alright, let's yank the thing out. Oh hey, we got a desk drawer. There's a bump on the back. Wonder what it's for. There's a hole somewhere, and these bumps line up with the trigger or hidden switch or something. Hey, we've seen weirder stuff. Doesn't seem that far-fetched. No, it does not. Alright, hey. Could find a knob or something that'll work. This one we should be able to get the water to come out of this thing. Guess the guards couldn't watch you drop a loaf. God damn it, Jinpei. Heck, it's better than being totally exposed, right? Here seems to be pretty old. Ew, how the hell can you touch that? It's just horrible. It's not like I've really got a choice, do I? Not like I want to. Just hanging from the wall. Well, if we're pulling the string, then it must be a toilet that flushes. Moon. Moon? What a filthy, disgusting moon. Yeah, it's pretty filthy, but it's a precious hint. Let's remember it, alright? I refuse to touch the thing. I refuse! What the hell's wrong with you? I don't want to touch it, ever. This toilet is disgusting. You don't expect me to touch that thing, do you? If you don't want to, then I'll do it, alright? Towel. That looks cool. I'm pretty sure you'd freeze to death in the winter. No kidding. Try to sleep here, my skin would dry out in no time. It's not like you're that young anymore. That shouldn't really matter. Damn. My Junpei, aren't you lucky? Seems you'll die before you have a chance to crawl in hideous. I'm sorry, you're right. My dry skin is a woman's worst enemy. Oh hey. It's rest about. I think it's gonna be a lot of help. Isn't that obvious? Look, I don't want to touch anything unless I have to. This is not having this. Does she really not want to be in this room that bad? There's nothing in the drawer. Yeah, something is not right though. The handle on that drawer doesn't really fit, you know, it just looks messy. Why don't you take it out? There's a mirror on the other side of this drawer. Interesting. It's kind of an odd shape. It looks like someone attached a handle with a screw after the fact. If I use the screwdriver on the screw in the center of the handle, maybe I can. knob. Of course, there's no way you could hide a puzzle on something like, yeah, I know, something. Looks like there's something. Looks like there's something in there. Oops. Sounded like something falling. What was that? I heard it too. Let's open the drawer. Hey. Tile. Nothing in the drawer. Drain has a really weird shape for a drain. Sweet, the handle I got off that drawer fits under the faucet perfectly. I can turn the water on. What are you doing? It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I'm running with the water. I can see that. I'm asking you why you're just letting it run like that. Think about it, Lotus. This faucet didn't have a knob when we found it, right? What do you mean? Just watch. Anytime now. Hey, the water's filling up. Doesn't that just mean the pipes are clogged? Whoops, let's turn it off for now. So did anything change? The water stopped flowing. Thank you, Mr. Obvious. Junpei, I'm leaving this one up to you, alright? Jimmy put the wet towel in his pocket. He was about to turn away when there was a noise behind him. He spun around to see Seven kneeling on the floor. His face was rigid and pale. Droplets of sweat covered his forehead.
What's going on? Are you okay, man? You're sweating like crazy. Are you all right?
He was concerned. He'd never seen Seven like this before. Slowly, the other man lifted himself to his feet on shaky legs.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just got a little dizzy, that's all.
His face was pale and his breathing was heavy. Sweat was pouring off his face and stained his shirt.
That's definitely more than just a little dizzy. Are you sure? You don't look so good.
Seven didn't answer. Half of his face was twisted as if distorted by extreme pain, and his eyes were glazed. Finally he spoke.
What am I doing here?
Huh?
His words made no
What are you
sense.
talking about? We opened the number 2 door and walked in here. Don't tell me you forgot.
No, that's not what I mean.
He shook his head several times as if trying to clear something
It
from it.
ain't much, but I think some of my memories came back. I think I've been here before.
Huh?
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 I said I've been in this room before.
You were here? When? Why?
Aoi. Like Nona.
Suddenly Seven was mumbling to himself. They were words Junpei did not understand. Seven's hoarse voice trailed off and Junpei couldn't make out what he'd said.
What the hell was that?
Seven's brow furrowed furiously and he ground his teeth back and forth.
It's right there. I feel like I'm this close to remembering everything, but I just can't.
Seven stopped frustrated. He pulled his hat off and ran a hand through his hair. And suddenly he looked up, his eyes wide.
That's right, an experiment. There was some kind of experiment going on this ship.
An experiment? What sort of experiment?
They were trying to control people. Or something like that.
What the hell are you talking about?
Junpei didn't know what to make of Seven's story. Instead, he simply stared as Seven continued.
Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were in the experiment. I think there were 4 or 5 more, but I don't remember all their names. Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm here.
Seven began to mumble to himself and wander aimlessly about the room. He looked confused. So far as Junpei could tell, the man was simply rambling, and there was odd twitches to his movements.
Experiment. Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Those kidnapped kids. Was I working that case?
Seven continued to mumble to himself about things that meant nothing to Junpei. Junpei didn't have any answers for him, of course. He couldn't understand what was happening to Seven. All he could do was wait. After a few minutes, Seven finally stopped.
Wait, under this bed.
He crouched down and looked under the bed. His face registered mild surprise. He began to mumble to himself again.
The hole's gone? No, maybe it was a different room. There's gotta be a ton of rooms on this book that look just like this one.
Alas, Junpei contained himself no longer.
What exactly do you remember? Maybe you could stop talking like a crazy person and tell me what's going on here.
Seven stood up slowly.
Well, it's not like I really remember everything. I've only got bits and pieces, and they're scattered and don't make much sense.
I don't care. Tell me the bits and pieces then.
Junpei could feel it. Whatever Santa had remembered, it was important, very important.
Okay.
Seven drew a large, muscled hand down across his face. As he wiped the sweat from his brow, he spoke.
From what I can remember, I think I was a cop.
A cop?
Yeah. I was looking for that group of kids that got kidnapped 9 years ago. You remember that, right? It was all over the news.
Yeah, I was still in school. I don't remember all the details, but I do remember some of it. I think it was a bunch of kids right around my age. They all just disappeared. Nobody knew why. It was all over TV and the newspapers every day. So you're saying you were investigating it?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I guess I found something. There was this medical company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals that had something to do with those kids. After I figured that out, I managed to get some information out of somebody who worked for it. I think it was...
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Yeah, that had been it. That's why I went to the wharf. In the shadows, I searched the harbor until I found the ship he was talking about. There was a bunch of movement near it. Men in black suits, many of them were carrying large bags. Bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried. No doubt about it. There were human beings in those bags. I moved before I realized it. I came out of hiding with my gun already in my hand. Don't move. I felt metal touch the back of my head. Drop the gun. Kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull. There was nothing I could do. Did what he said and laid my gun on the ground. Then suddenly, there was a sharp pain in my neck. A needle. A drug. That was my last
drug.
thought. My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light. I woke up on a hard floor. Damn it. Shit, my head hurts. Where am I? A small, shabby bed. A toilet with no privacy. I'd seen it countless times as a cop. I'm in a cell, huh? Facing the toilet was a door set into the wall. It was still pretty woozy, but I made my way over to it. I pushed and pulled on it. It won't open. Not like I expected much else. Would be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave it unlocked.
Alright, I gotta sign off here. I'm a little tired right now, so we'll pick this up tomorrow. I'll take care. I'll see y'all next time.